gears quickly to the Manchester United owner. If you could give us the cliff notes, what the hell's going on with the owner thing? Because I'm not like Hamza. I'm not jumping saying, "Oh, Ratcliffe's United's owner," and start celebrating. Because I really don't care to celebrate your ownership change at this moment in time until I see one of the owners holding up the United kit. That's me.
Bro, it's every other day though. The news change. One day it's like, oh, the Qatars are the preferred bid, and then it's Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and then it's Qatar again, and then it's Ratcliffe again.
Today the Glazers have chosen Jim.
Yeah,
Ratcliffe.
according to the Sun though. So I don't know how credible do you find the Sun, but according to the Sun,
is pretty credible nowadays.
No, they're not. They're a joke, man. Everyone laughs at them.
No, everyone laughs at them because of the sensational takes that they have that they post. But like the reality is, more times
they're
than
not
none.
Really credible though. No, they're not really. Even Rack's face, he was like, "What the hell?" Like, look at Rack. He's shaking his head.
No, but basically, Liverpool fans will never like the Sun because of the fact that they wrote an article about them and the Hillsborough incident, that they went like very nasty towards the fans that passed away.
I don't think that's what Rack was thinking of, to be honest. I mean, yesterday I was on the terrace and we were talking about it, and they said the same things. Everyone was like, "I don't know how credible it is."
That's where they lost their credibility. That's where they originally lost their credibility. Is when they started making up lies for sensational headlines. That's where they originally lost their credibility as an organization.
Well, whatever it is, long story short, they're basically the meltdown with the United fans, which I understand, is that Ratcliffe basically is trying to buy the club. And the thing about him is he's allowing the Glazers to stay with a 20% stake for the next 3 years. So basically, like, long story short, he buys the club, and in 3 years, he buys their stakes out. So they get to stay for another 3 years, which they believe, for some reason, I don't know if they believe the Super League will be back or because they're going to do that whole streaming thing for the Premier League where basically all the games are going to be streamed on one app. So they're basically predicting more income coming in, and they don't want to miss out. You know, they're caught up in between. Should we sell 100% and get our money now, or should we just be patient a little bit longer and get a little bit more money out of it? And the reason there's a meltdown with the Man United fans is that they feel like, as much as Ratcliffe is eventually going to have the club to himself without the Glazers, he's still basically making a deal with the devil where he's keeping them for 3 more years. They're still getting money. He promised to keep to bring the club back to the fans and take it away from the Glazers. So people feel like, like he's flip-flopping on his words. And ultimately, they feel like Qatars are a better project anyways, which I agree. I mean, when you look at them, I'd rather have the people that just hosted the best World Cup in history over Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his group of people, So that's just the dilemma that they're caught up in between. In addition to that, where a lot of people are not really aware, the Qataris kind of wanted to, they asked about Liverpool first, because if you guys remember, Liverpool was announced for sale first, a few months before Man United. But then when Man United got announced for sale, no offense, Rag, but we are the bigger fish, at least economically, So they were like, all right, there's a bigger target right now. Let's try to own Manchester United. If the Qataris fail to own Manchester United, have no doubt they're still going to buy another club in England, because the ultimate goal, as much as they like Man United and as much as they say Sir Jim is a Manchester United fan,
come on, buy Crystal Palace.
The goal was always
that's my local guys.
Listen, the goal was always to have a club in England.
That is their goal. Banana and rice and come on the stream, man.
So if they don't end up buying Manchester United, a lot of people, even Hussam says that on his channel a lot, that he forgives them if they come back. They will ultimately go for Liverpool. So not only do you lose the Qataris, they're going to go buy your biggest rivals. And to be honest, whoever is going to be owned by the Qataris is going to be the bigger club. If there's a debate now, there's not going to be a debate in a few years. So it just makes it makes the matter worse.
Yo, Hamza, are you eating pasta and banana?
Why did it look like Hamza in his car, man? What are you doing, Hamza?
Whoa. My mom told me to go and get milk, so I'm waiting in my car later on. Then I'm gonna drive out.
Yeah, this guy.
Otherwise, there's no Weetabix tomorrow.
Listen, Hamza, let me ask you a quick question. What are you saying? The ownership situation at Man United.
I called it. I said, listen, there's something in business where you test the waters. So I put the house on the market to see where the value is. Yeah. So I've been saying, listen, as soon as they put that on sale, and the biggest mistake I think Qatar made, They twerked for United. They were saying all things. Oh, we've been always with United. We will do anything to buy United. You're looking desperate. You're looking like a desperate buyer. And the bid. So they, as soon as I start seeing it go, round 1, these guys are involved. Round 2, they're still bidding. Round 3, come on. And when I saw this, I'm thinking, oh my, now you're looking more desperate. To me, as a City fan, I pray for days like this to see
Well,
Man
Hamza,
United
what did you
fans in
expect him
misery.
to do? What
Yeah.
did you expect
No.
him to do?
And
If there's rounds of bids.
Listen, no, but you don't look desperate. You don't look desperate. You don't say, you don't look at, I'm pretty sure you don't show yourself like a desperate. You just say, and I'm a United fan. I've loved United. Okay, you've been a glory hunter. Buy it then. Look, what's going to happen? They're clever. 1 second, you've been bidding this much. I can hold this stake for 2-3 years. I'm not going to earn 5 billion. I might get 7-8 billion. Yeah, that's a big difference in their lives. So, you know, if I was Glazers, I'm keeping that. I'm shaking hands with Reina. Yeah, we're keeping together. Keep protesting every 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Keep waiting for the protest. It has not worked. So me, as soon as the day that it breaks the news, I am the happiest man. It's a quadruple for me. It's a treble plus another trophy.
Yeah, because Hamza knows what's coming if Qatar.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally, I'm not celebrating because I don't think Qataris lose. Like, I was watching the terrace today, and they're saying like these guys don't tend to lose. When they want something, they tend to get it. So at this moment in time, all the information that we keep hearing, I think it can change any moment, and it can be.
I'm putting 100%. Remember what I said to you before? I've been saying it. There is no way Qatar are buying that. It's going to Ratcliffe. Okay. Basically, game over. Done.
You know what?
Listen,
we'll
Hamza,
see.
Qataris are the same. They're the same people, not same exact people, but they're the same people that refuse to sell Mbappe to Madrid, saying, no, we are going to be the biggest club in Europe. It's an ego thing for these people. And this is why Igal's saying what he's saying, where he feels like they're not going to lose.
But if the Glazers want to stay, if 2 of these 5 Glazers want to stay, then the only potential option is Jim Ratcliffe. Well, actually, Jim Ratcliffe is one, and the other option is potentially to get some other kind of fund to invest and do something. It comes down to how they want to be involved. The issue is though, if the Glazers want to stay and Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy, there's not really going to be, because how does that work? If Jim Ratcliffe wants to invest into the club, really, the Glazers should also match that investment. So if they're putting in £100 million, for example, then not just Jim Ratcliffe would have to invest a certain proportion. In theory, for it to be equitable, the Glazers would have to put in and we haven't seen them do that. So that is a question mark. I don't know how that would work on a practical level because they've never invested their own money in the past.
Not only that, one of the things also that's really triggering the Manchester United fans is that debt that still exists, that 800-900 million. There's no clear wipeout to that plan if Sir Jim Ratcliffe buys the club. Whereas the Qataris, as I spoke, I think I said it on your channel before, Igal, where they're dedicating 10 billion into basically purchasing the club, paying off the debt, improving the infrastructure, and investing in a squad. Where they just broke down, they're like, listen, we're coming in with 10 billion, we're going to do X, Y, Z. Whereas Ratcliffe, we don't even know if he's going to come in and wipe out the debt right away. You know, so that's even pissing off the Manchester United fans even more. You know what I mean? It's a whole mess financially, bro. Because like, listen, the Glazers want to stay just to get more dividends out of the club, but yet again, they didn't take out dividends this year because of the losses the club has suffered. I don't want to like act like a financial expert, but just like to sum it up real quick, they didn't even take out dividends in the last period where they were supposed to. We have a whole thing going on with the stadium where the stadium actually is too old to be. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like they're not even like trying to reinvest in the stadium. They actually have to like rebuild a new one. You know
refurbish,
what I mean? Refurbish. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. So they don't even want to waste time and money on that. So it just makes it worse and worse and worse. This is why they're caught up in between, like staying with a little bit of stake, but at the same time, ultimately selling and getting our money's worth right now. So it's a whole mess. Bro.
I don't think anybody knows what the hell they're talking about when it comes to the actual selling of the club, because there's so much misinformation that's been floating around. One day it's the Qataris have won it, it's over. Next day it's Jim Ratcliffe has been chosen. Tomorrow it's going to be another thing. I'm just going to wait and see what actually happens. For now, it's going to be fun to talk about it. This deal is going to take a while. It's not something that happens in 2 seconds. So as a fan base, you guys should be calm, and as rivals, we shouldn't get too giddy about Jim Ratcliffe yet, because little do we know, he might actually come in and do really well for them. But it just might not. It's definitely not the Qataris, of course. But yeah, I got to move on to Tottenham.